can't.
I love it.
So gross. I don't know how people can drink.
A little bit of background on Marisol. She's actually a Superhost status. She achieved that pretty fast, and she's also the administrator for a few of the Airbnb or short-term rental Facebook pages in Austin. So she's very familiar with that, with the process and how that works. So if you ever have any questions or anything like that about that, feel free to reach out and I can put you in contact with her. If someone has a property and they want to make it a short-term rental, right? Do you recommend any website more than the other? And two, do you recommend managing it yourself or hiring a manager?
Okay, it's your first time to make an investment. You've bought a home, you're going to convert it into a short-term rental. I would suggest keeping it simple. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. Choose one platform. I personally find Airbnb better than Vrbo.
Okay.
But you want to look at what is the fees. They do charge host fees for each stay, cleaning fees, and taxes are also taken out of that. So look at each platform and assess which one you feel is better.
Do you list properties on both platforms or just Airbnb because you like it more?
I just keep mine on Airbnb.
Okay.
It keeps it simple. Vrbo, what they do is they also blast out their listings. So it's one database, but they blast it out to other platforms like Booking and Travelocity, and that can get in a potentially sticky situation. If you have multiple homes on their platform or even just one home, you could possibly get in a position where you're double booked and you have to turn a guest away. Airbnb does a pretty good job of qualifying that and keeping it simple.
And then with those platforms, it's all about the ratings. So if you double book and got to cancel someone, you're going to get a bad review, and
ratings are important, which is why how you can get to Superhost status. It's kind of, they tout it as an elite position, but Superhost status allows you to be at the top of every search in that particular area. So you have to maintain your status, and the more people stay and the more reviews that you get, your status is maintained each quarter. People want to stay with someone who has Superhost status, whether it's one property or many, because they will often look at your profile and then click into which properties are available.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. On the Georgetown property, one thing that really stood out to me is you went very minimal and very basic. Can you tell me your reasoning behind that?
What goes into your property is care, and so you're not selling the home to a residential buyer. You're selling your property for a guest who's going to stay, so it's like a hotel. You just need the basics. You need a place to sleep. You need maybe games to play, something to entertain the kids, all the necessary appliances in the kitchen for coffee, whatever. But you want it to feel like home for that person when they are staying there. You don't need a ton of art on the wall. You don't need to stage it like you're selling the home. I've seen, because there's so much saturation in STRs throughout Austin and the surrounding areas, people are getting creative and opening up management companies, and hosts are turning into property managers and creating a business model basically to help you list your STR so that you don't have to. And that again is more fees to think about. So not only are you paying a fee for someone else to manage your property, but you have to include the cost of what that fee is to host it on a certain platform.
Do you know how much, like, the range the property managers charge to manage your short-term rental property?
I've seen it upwards to 20%.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot. Again, I don't like to use anyone else to manage my properties but me.
So Marisol, as a self-manager for the Airbnb, per visit, like, how much time do you spend on, like, the before, during, and after?
So getting your property positioned on Airbnb, let's just say you've got the home, you've staged it, or it's ready to go. You've listed it on Airbnb, you've got great pictures, it gives great expectation of what they're getting into. Once you're up and going, I would say maybe 2 hours a week that you're spending. Like, and that's evenings or weekends that you're monitoring and managing that. Now, if you have a guest who is in the home and emailing you, obviously that's gonna, but usually guests go to be by themselves and do their own thing. They're not going to be communicating with the host.
What fees can a manager normally expect to pay when they're self-managing a property?
Okay. Outside of taxes, and a cleaner, you want to be able to provide basic internet for your guests and lawn maintenance to kind of have automated maybe every 2 weeks, and maybe once a quarter have someone go out and maintain the property. Is there a light bulb that, you know?
Yeah. How much are the
utilities, sorry.
Oh yeah, the utilities, of course. So how much are the county taxes for STRs? At least in Williamson County. We don't know what Travis is, but what's Williamson?
I think Williamson is 7%. I think Travis is 9%. You're responsible for paying the.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yes, the hotel tax for each county. However, the platform that you're using will provide you a 1099 at the end of the year.
Oh, do they? Okay, well, that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do report to the state as well, to the comptroller. That's if you're doing it legit. So all you people who are not out there doing it legit, good luck, because the government's coming for you.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
That's right. Yeah. I can't live like that.
If buying a short-term rental is in your plan or something you thought about, definitely give us a call, or give me a call, 512-736-7895. But you can also go back and look at episode number 9 with Austin Bunkers does creative financing for investors. So if you're trying to buy a flip, a rental property, or even a property that's specifically for a short-term rental, there's a few different programs that are available for pretty much any situation. So stay tuned. We got some really, really good topics coming up. But if you have any ideas, anything you want to know about, talk about, and even tequila suggestions, let us know. Thank you for your time, babe. I appreciate you talking to my audience about the short-term rentals and the process and stuff like that. So
thank you, corazón.
No, thanks, babe. I love you.
I love you. Again, I can't. Ugh.